Here it is, November 6th, the year of our Lord 2009. Special edition News and Views. It's a very sad and unfortunate story, tragic rather, that a couple days ago at Fort Hood, Texas, a Muslim soldier, a psychiatrist in the United States military, decided to commit jihad in the name of Islam, which we will prove without a shadow of doubt momentarily. And so he killed some 13 American soldiers, as well as wounding 30 others. I'm so happy tonight to have my dear brother, Pastor Yusuf, with us this evening from News and Views, the Arabic version that's broadcast right here at ABN on Tuesday nights. And I'm going to allow him and ask him, as a matter of fact, I don't have to allow you, you have your own show. I'm going to ask you to share some of the highlights of this breaking story, as well as some video clips, a response of the President, and other things. So please share with our viewers who may not have heard about this story. I don't know how many there might be who haven't heard, but so everyone knows what exactly we're talking about tonight.
Okay, thank you. As you heard, and as you watched, and as you read and about this sad news, he prayed every day at the Muslim Community Center in Silver Springs. A devout Muslim who, despite asking to be discharged from the U.S. Army, was on the eve of his first deployment to war. Yesterday, authorities said Major Nidal Malik Hassan, a 39-year-old Arlington-born psychiatrist, shot and killed at least 13 people at Fort Hood, Texas. This is what happened 2 days ago. An Army spokesman, Lieutenant Cole George Wright, said he could not confirm that Hassan requested a discharge after his aunt said he asked to be discharged. As authorities scrambled to figure out what happened at Fort Hood, a hazy and contradictory picture emerged from a man who received his medical training from the military and spent his career in the Army, yet allegedly turned so violently against his own. Hassan spent nearly all of his professional life at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in the district, caring for the victims of trauma, yet he spoke openly of his deep opposition to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Pastor Yusuf, I think we have a picture of Major Nidal. If we could show that picture now. Major Nidal, who is currently, I think, in critical condition in a hospital, isn't he, in Texas?
Yes. Yeah. As Lieutenant Lee told Fox News that Hassan was hoping that President Obama would pull the troops out. When things weren't going that way, he became more agitated, more frustrated with the conflicts over there. He made his views well known about how he felt about the U.S. involvement in Iraq and Afghanistan. And when he talked about fighting the aggressor, he said that his fellow soldiers should stand up and help the armed forces in Iraq and Afghanistan. This is what Colonel Lee said with the Fox News. This is just to remind you of what happened. I know that every one of you watched the news and the tragedy that's unfolding and still unfolding. We're still know news and information is coming by the minute and the second every day till we really go to the bottom of the news. Maybe within this week we will know more about the story. Back to you.
All right. Well, and meanwhile, at the White House, President Barack Hussein Obama had some words to share with the American people concerning this tragedy. We have a video clip of Barack Hussein Obama's words that I think were just given today. Is that correct, Pastor Yusuf?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, concerning this tragedy. We'd like to play that video right now.
You might have heard, there has been a tragic shooting at the Fort Hood Army base in Texas. We don't yet know all the details at this moment. We will share them as we get them. What we do know is that a number of American soldiers have been killed, and even more have been wounded in a horrific outburst of violence. My immediate thoughts and prayers are with the wounded and with the families of the fallen and with those who live and serve at Fort Hood. These are men and women who have made the selfless and courageous decision to risk and at times give their lives to protect the rest of us on a daily basis. It's difficult enough when we lose these brave Americans in battles overseas. It is horrifying that they should come under fire at an Army base on American soil. I've spoken to Secretary Gates and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Admiral Mike Mullen, and I will continue to receive a constant stream of updates as new information comes in. We are working with the Pentagon, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, all to ensure that Fort Hood is secure, and we will continue to support the community with the full resources of the federal government. In the meantime, I would ask all Americans to keep the men and women of Fort Hood in your thoughts and prayers. We will make sure that we get answers to every single question about this horrible incident, and I want all of you to know that as Commander-in-Chief, there's no greater honor, but also no greater responsibility for me than to make sure that the extraordinary men and women in uniform are properly cared for and that their safety and security when they are at home is provided for. So we are going to stay on this. But I hope in the meantime that all of you recognize the scope of this tragedy and keep everybody in their thoughts and prayers. Again, thank you for your participation here today. I'm confident that this is going to be resulting in terrific work between this government and your governments.
All right. Well, we see the President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama, responding to this tragic incident. In another speech, I believe the very day of this incident, he made the statement that we should not jump to conclusions. We don't have the information yet. And I think he was referring to the idea that this major has a Muslim name. As a matter of fact, the Council of American Islamic Relations also said as much, and unfortunately we don't have the video clip with us tonight from some technical difficulties, but nevertheless I will give you a synopsis of what was said by an individual representing the Council of American Islamic Relations concerning this incident. They did rightly condemn this incident, and we're glad to hear that. Nevertheless, immediately they began to explain how this has nothing to do whatsoever with Islam, whether or not this individual was a Muslim, as they seem to cast some doubt upon that. And they said, in fact, that he could very well be deranged, like other members of different religions who have been deranged and have committed acts in what they thought was right. So immediately, in character, the Council of American Islamic Relations tries to diffuse in their mind a situation which makes Islam look bad. The question that we have tonight for our viewers, and we'll be opening the lines in a little while, is what did cause this Muslim psychiatrist in the United States military, a soldier, to turn on his fellow comrades and end up actually murdering them? You know, it's very interesting to find out some of the background about this individual. Not only are we're going to show a video clip in just a moment with some more information about this major, but also we want to just share a few more items of importance. It is reported by many different sources that when this Major Hassan, his full name is, what's his first name? Nidal Malik Hassan.
Mm-hmm.
Nidal Malik Hassan, when he actually went in and did this shooting, he shouted something very loud just before he began to murder his co-Americans. Nidal Malik Hassan was an American, born in America, but to Palestinian, I believe, Palestinian family.
His family is Jordanian.
Jordanian, Palestinian origin. And so, what did he shout? Did he shout something that would be deranged? Not at all. He was very calculating. He shouted very simply, Allah Akbar, before he killed 13 U.S. servicemen, as well as wounding some 30 more. Not only that, very interesting, he was videoed in a local convenience store wearing Muslim attire, a dish dasha and a prayer cap. He was giving a Quran away. He was acting rather different. He had sold his furniture. This wasn't an act of rage.
He gave it away.
He gave away his furniture. Gave away his furniture, gave away a Quran.
Yeah.
He was acting very strange
Gave
indeed.
$60 to the lady to clean the apartment.
Yes, yes. And so this was not an act of rage. This was not this was definitely a premeditated act,
Sure,
not only of murder, but of mass murder. And we're going to look at a video in just a moment. Before we do, just a couple more items of information about this individual, because some might say, well, he wasn't a Muslim. But as Pastor Yusuf has already pointed out, his imam in Silver Spring, Maryland, said that he was a very good Muslim. As a matter of fact, I think I have the quote right here. Fazul Khan, a former imam at a mosque, said Hassan attended in Silver Spring, Maryland, said, I got the impression that he was a committed soldier. He said Hassan attended prayers regularly at the mosque in Silver Springs, Maryland, and was a lifelong Muslim. He spoke often with Hassan about Hassan's desire for a wife. Also, you can find in the news that the imam in Texas, where Hassan would actually go, also commented on how good of a Muslim this individual was. I know we'll have Muslims to call in to say, oh, this man's not a Muslim, this man is a deranged lunatic, this does not represent Islam. Nevertheless, this is someone who is respected by his own spiritual leaders as a very good Muslim. And we find also that there is much to be said about his desire to leave the United States military and his fear of an upcoming deployment in either Iraq or Afghanistan, as well as him being on internet websites that talk about jihad, and also him making statements such as that he thinks it wouldn't be a bad idea for people to strap bombs upon themselves and go into town squares. Also, he made statements to say that if one soldier could turn on his fellow compatriots, this is a paraphrase, and kill some 100 soldiers at one time, that would be a really wonderful act of martyrdom. Time and time again, this information surfaces up. Of course, the big question is, Pastor Yusuf, some of the people who revealed this information were his superiors in the United States military.
Yes, and he's been investigated for 6 months ago about these postings in the internet and what he's saying. And obviously, we want to be politically correct. We're afraid if we said this is who he is, then we will be labeled hate mongers and Islamophobic and all of that stuff that's going on in our community. But they know that there's something going on with this person.
And they didn't do anything.
No.
And, you know, Muslims are always complaining that we're profiling. Would to God that the United States military would have profiled this individual and put him in jail, because then we wouldn't have had this horrible tragedy. Nevertheless, I think we have a video coming up right now with some more information about this horrible incident that took place at the hands of a Muslim soldier in the United States military. Let's see that video right now.
After the worst mass shooting ever at a military base in the US, police raided the home of